Why do I ride? Or why do we ride? It's kind of an interesting topic. Anyways, let's get into it. So I don't know how many of you that watch YouTube actually do YouTube, where you actually create videos. If you do, you know that YouTube has a creator studio or whatever where you do all your uploading and you can edit and stuff like that. But they do have a section there that gives you like suggestions for you to create a video with, like video topics. There's other sites too that you can go to get video topics and stuff like that, and they can cater to your niche or whatever, kind of like what your channel's about. I've never ever done that. I just usually come out and something's on my mind, I talk about that, or I'm doing maintenance on one of the bikes, or I'm upgrading something on it, or something's broken and I'm fixing it, or Christ, sometimes I might just be washing the bike, or I buy a product and I want to review it. That's usually what I get. So I don't ever really use them. However, I was uploading a video, and this one topic came up of why we ride. Well, it was why the emotional attachment to riding. But when I went and actually searched it up, it all came up to why we ride. So when I thought about it, why I ride, well, the first thing I thought of is, I've always liked motorcycling. Back when I was 13, 14 years old, I remember really wanting to ride my buddy's dirt bike. But me being the responsible kid I am, I actually called my parents to find out if I was allowed to ride to get my buddy's dirt bike. But no, they wouldn't let me ride Daryl's dirt bike. Thanks, Dad, and Mom. But yeah, I wanted to ride back then. When I finally moved out of the house and I moved to the city, I wanted a bike again. I started looking it up. However, in Canada, if you don't know, we have graduated licensing. So I already had my driver's license, but I didn't have a motorcycle license. So it would have taken me a while to get my license. Plus, I needed a vehicle for all year round. It doesn't make sense in Canada a lot of times because it's hard to ride a motorcycle in the winter. Fast forward many number of years, too many to count. During the pandemic, my wife and I got into binge watching Sons of Anarchy and drinking a lot of IPAs. And one night during that, I was like, that's it. I'm getting my motorcycle license and I'm going to get a motorcycle. Of course, she said, no, I'm not. However, a few more binge night sessions and a lot more IPAs, I convinced her that I was going to get a motorcycle because I thought she would look really good in motorcycle leathers. Lo and behold, a couple months later, this beauty was sitting in my garage. But of course, thinking about that, that's not why I ride. That's how I got into riding. So I couldn't really come up with the reason why I ride. So of course, I did the next thing that anyone does is I went to YouTube and I actually searched up why we ride. And I found lots of videos of talking about why they ride. There's this one I like. I'll link it in the description below. I encourage you to watch it. It's very poetic. It's a lot better than what I'm going to say here. Because the guy goes over like why we ride, and it's also the psychology of why we ride. Talks about how you never see a motorcycle at a therapist because for us, the motorcycle is a therapist. Not sure I 100% agree with that, but I've heard a lot of people say when therapy, right? I'm sure everyone's heard that. As well as they talk about how they're energizing, they're calming, they can be terrifying, they could be reminding us of our youth. You're able to go out solo and just reconnect with yourself. It's a sense of community because you're in a small group of people that ride on two wheels. Like I've mentioned to someone before, we're all here on two wheels just trying not to die doing something we love. Talks about the adventure that we go on. It talks about falling in love with the partner that you may be riding with on it. Falling in love with the motorcycle, the passion we have for it, which I'm going to actually overlay some B-roll of looking at the bikes. I had some people talking about I never show the bikes because that's why everyone goes to a motorcycle thing, is her motorcycle channel is to look at the motorcycles. And I always forget that not everyone has seen my bikes before, so I'll make sure I include some video of the bikes in this as well, because of the passion that people have for the bikes. They just, whether you like the bike or not, you usually respect the bike. Victory, a lot of people have been talking about Victory lately, and I think Victory had so many nice bikes, except for that one goofy looking Jetson thing. But I respect it, and I would love to own it, just maybe as a 10th bike. I wouldn't ride around on it too often, but I do respect, and I think it is actually kind of, I like that it's out there. It's one of those things. I like that it ever existed, because it's different. But again, I encourage you to watch the video that I'll have linked down below. I think he does a fantastic job of explaining why we ride. But at the end of the day, why do I ride? I guess it's because of all of it, but on some days it's because none of it. I really can't explain why I ride. I just love being out on the bike. And each day it's a different reason. But anyways, why do you guys ride? Until next time, later.